Hello and welcome to the Articulate Thoughts episode for Tuesday, August the 14th. And Articulate Thoughts is the name of a personal blog of mine where I share some thoughts, ideas, experiences, and observations about conscious dance, which is a movement practice that uses dance as a form of moving meditation. And today's episode is entitled Language of the Body, which is an extension of last week's episode where I talked about just how dance is a very authentic type of communication from like expressing thoughts and feelings. But in today's episode, I want to talk a little bit more about the communication between body and the observer or the experiencer of the body sensations and journey. Um, yeah, so as of late, I've been experiencing some really intense communication. Uh, my body's telling me something, but I'm choosing to ignore it, so it becomes more and more intensified. And it just kind of inspired me to make this blog episode because I feel that there's a lot of people out there that are not in tune with their body and could benefit a lot if they can increase the amount of communication and the awareness of the communication. Because I know personally for myself, it's a life changing experience. I had a severe challenge in my late teens and early 20s involving a psychosomatic disorder that would trigger an eczema-like symptoms or like a situation where my skin would get really itchy if my thoughts were focused in a negative way. So if I was, being anxious or depressed or angry or feeling of trapped, feeling of, just all these negative things that would just kind of cycle in my mind, um, that would appear in the body, and then I would start impulsively scratching, and it was not a good situation. So through that experience and through that journey, I learned that my body was communicating that my mind wasn't settled. So the chaos I was experiencing through scratching and the itching and that uncomfortable feeling that I was constantly feeling, um, that was my mind, and that was my mind's experience manifested in the body. And as soon as I made that connection, I was able to do some, different habits, establish different habits that would be more beneficial and facilitate a more positive outcome in my body and the state of my mind. Now, um, when it comes to like being aware of like things happening in the body, I feel conscious dance is one of the most intimate ways to establish that relationship between the mind and the body and being aware of like how something when something in the body feels good, how does it feel in the mind? And when something in the mind feels good, how does that feel in the body? And going to a conscious dance class, I feel, is a very, very powerful way to strengthen or become more familiar with this relationship and to grow and nurture it. I also think yoga is a fantastic outlet that could be utilized for this type of work, and definitely martial arts as well. Those are the three main outlets that I have utilized in the past 4 or 6 years, and it's been a very beneficial journey for me. And I think my most recent challenge with like this body mind relationship, um, it could have been a lot worse for myself if I wasn't aware that what was happening with me is actually my body communicating something that's happening in my mind, and me having the experience to pay attention to that, to listen to that. So you know that's very, very important, I feel. And a lot of people could increase their knowledge of it, and it just was this cycling thought, because I hear people all the time, they have these like nagging symptoms, like they'll complain about something being sore or having a headache or being sick, and they just kind of blame it on the outside circumstances, and like they don't think anything past it. But the body, if one understands that the body's the symptoms and like the disorders and the diseases that come up in the body is actually the body communicating something to the mind. And once an individual can understand that, then it's much easier to fix one's situation to get to a better place. Because if don't understand the relationship between the body and the mind, and the individual tends to think that they're being a victim or they're powerless over the situation. It's like, oh, just like, I don't know, whatever kind of excuse they want to make up that fits their story and makes them feel good about it. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. And I don't know, I just come to a point where I have been ignoring like things, and things have gotten to a certain degree of uncomfortability that it has to be, I can't ignore it anymore. So I'm definitely going to make those changes, and definitely the dancing has helped ease the mind, and allowed the movement with the music has allowed the thoughts in my mind to be kind of flowed outwards and kind of calm it a little more, so there's more clarity, and I've been able to really confront what's been going on with more honesty, more integrity, and more of myself showing up. So yeah, that's my week for this week. And today I'm going to go dance at the Central United Church at 7 p.m. But there's also another great dance happening at W&M Studios, also at 7 p.m. So if you want to check out this conscious dance thing and increase somatic intelligence and perhaps create a more intimate relationship with your awareness in the mind and body, and come check it out. Inshallah, I'll see you on the dance floor. Or maybe not, maybe yes, who knows.